Week 18, here we are. Let's do it. All right, so here we are, Week 18. Done a lot of work, put in a lot of work to get to this game. But obviously the process remains the same. Preparation remains the same, just like any another week. Looking forward to it. Ready to get back to work, man. Great opportunity for us. We know what lies out ahead. So with that, tough opponent. It's going to require us to communicate at an elite level. It's going to be a loud environment, which is good. So let's see. It's going to be a good tested battle.
Now, what happened with Will Reichard on Sunday?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the 57-yarder. He just got under it. I mean, it was really a good hit. He just kind of got under a little bit, so it ended up kind of falling short right there. And then on the 43-yarder, he just got to kind of trust his line. He felt good about the hit, kind of talking to him after it happened. It just ended up kind of drawing a little bit on him. And he has a natural draw on all the balls that he does hit. He just got to trust that line right there, understand where he's hitting that, coming off of that left hash, and feel good about it. But it was a nice, good, clean hit. Just kind of drew on him a little bit at the last second.
So his leg is fine. There's no issue there.
No. Will Reichard is he's not injured at all. He's perfectly fine. So I don't want to. There's no excuses there in terms of injury being the reason why he missed that field goal and missed a 57-yard and anything like that. He's perfectly fine and healthy.
What's he like after he misses a kick? Like how hard is he on himself?
He's very hard on himself just because, Will's a guy where he's always feeling as though he's always putting the team first. It's always I let my team down. He never wants to do that, especially as, the games get, they're all important, right? Stakes get higher week in and week out. Pressure obviously continues to mount up. And so, as we get into these more tighter games, as you build into it, every point is going to truly start to matter here. And so we got to understand that, and he fully understands that. So when he does miss those types of kick, he understands what type of, what the result is and, how can it kind of affect the turnout of the game. So it doesn't weigh on him, from a mental standpoint, but he does kind of feel it.
How did he handle that kind of bizarre sequence at the end of the first half where he had to hit?
I think the biggest thing is it's kind of a ice situation, but now it's no longer, I'm out there a little further than what I like to be. I can't go back to hitting the net. So, for him, it's just kind of having a one thought process mindset, kind of going through just over and over again. I think that's the biggest thing from a kicking standpoint. It's important that you're really, poised through the noise, eliminating any extra, thoughts that's kind of going through my head, and really trying to stick to just a one thought process. What is this one thing that I'm really focused on? This one thing that I'm telling myself. That way my process remains the same regardless of what the situation is.
We talked about this Lions group and FIP a lot, but just what does facing them require of you guys?
It's going to require elite communication, great fundamentals and technique. I mean, they're a physical group. They do a great job from a specialist standpoint. The kicker's really good, obviously. The punter is playing at a Pro Bowl, all-pro type level. Expected to get Khalif Raymond back, who's, I believe, to be a Pro Bowl, all-pro type returner. And so you look at it from just a specialist group overall, and I think the rookie snapper is doing a great job. It's a heavy linebacker group, too. So, it's a big group. We got to be great at defeating blocks. I think they do a great job of holding up from a pressure return standpoint. They're really good at getting off of blocks from a punt standpoint. The kicker, can place it any and everywhere that he wants to from a kickoff standpoint. So you kind of look at it overall. I mean, this group is really technique and fundamentally sound. They do a great job of bringing a physical mentality to the football game, which is kind of the same exact deal that we are. I mean, this one's going to be a slobber knocker. So, we're looking forward to it, bringing our big boy pads and, really kind of strap it up. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who wants to strain and fight the most for that inch.
Detroit's been extremely good at not turning the ball over. When a team is that good at protecting the football, I guess, how does that change your preparation for the week in terms of the turnovers?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking with a position coach about that. Was just kind of talking about what is the game going to kind of come down to. And, we talk about it all the time and what it's going to take and week in, week out, it's all about the ball. And, I think that's going to be critical in this football game just in terms of being able to hold on to it, but also find a way to kind of take it away. So, obviously, our process is always the same from a ball security standpoint, ball security drills, and, turnover drills as well. So, obviously you're always cognizant of it, but, it's going to be very, very important kind of on the road, finding ways not to turn it over and finding ways to see if we can get pressure on the quarterback to see if we can kind of get him covered up.
They have some crazy record where I think they have the most games of scoring 40 points with no turnovers in a season.
Really?
Yeah, like that. What does that even tell you about a team when they kind of have that level of points and then not turning it over?
Yeah, I think that tells you that they do a great job of taking care of it. Ball security is obviously at a premium for those guys, and obviously they do a great job from a calling this standpoint, making sure they're not putting themselves in those type of positions even where they're risking it to be able to turn the football over. The ball carriers do a great job of holding on to it, second-hand cover when they're in traffic. You don't see a lot of balls away from the body right there. So, again, man, I mean, they do a great job over there just from a fundamental standpoint of really focusing in on ball security, understanding, knowing. I mean, you see Goff in the pocket all the time. He's got two hands on it. Rarely is he taking, he's in the pocket with just one hand on the football, even when he's trying to feel pressure, escaping out of the pocket. He does a great job of kind of keeping two hands on the football right there. So if, again, guys do come from the blind side, it's going to be hard for them to take it away.
When you go back to the interception return that they had, Speed put the ball out, but Justin and Jordan were also right in the vicinity. I mean, what's that do for you when you communicate to everyone on the roster if you have, your starting receivers? And
Yeah, it's funny because it is actually the second time that Speedy did that. So he actually did it, I want to say it was when Green Bay. At Green Bay, Speedy actually punched the football out after we kind of threw an interception there. But, that's just kind of the intentional mindset across the board. Special team drills, we're working turnover drills. Defensive drills, we're working turnover drills. And so, Speedy's a guy that obviously he's played on special teams before, so he has that right intentional mindset of going for the football right there. In that instance, just unfortunate. One, we threw the interception, but two, we weren't able to recover that. But it's great heads-up play, good instincts by Speedy.
What is your message just in terms of the magnitude of the game? This probably isn't one where you can say it's just another game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, no, it's not just another game. To say that it's just not. I mean, we got the division title on the line. We got the number one seed on the line. But I think the magnitude of the game, it is what it is. It's out there for everyone to see. But I think really our process and how we go about it is no different than the previous 17 weeks that we've been playing. And, that's really what we got to focus in on, is that nothing that we do this week is going to be any different than what we've done the previous 17 weeks, because clearly everything that we have done up until this point has been working. So there's no need for us to feel like we got to change anything or add anything on these guys' plates. We stay true of understanding and knowing that progress is a process. And so with that, we just got to stick to who we are. And, as long as we do that, I think we'll end up on the right side of things.
Matt, how valuable is it to have versatile guys on the look teams? Like Levi, for example, lining up as Kenny Clark, and then on specials playing the role of Brenton Cox, the guy who's 60 pounds lighter.
Oh yeah, and that's the beauty of having those guys who are versatile. Levi did a great job because he did actually kind of play that kind of Brenton Cox role last week for us. But when you're able to have those guys and they care so much and you appreciate them so much, I tell them all the time, really in our room is thank your teammate for making you better, because without those guys, those guys sharpen you, help you hone in your skills week in and week out. And so with that, we always try to make sure that, those look guys are at a premium. They're always going to allow me to be the guy to tell you that you need to chill out because you're going too hard. I don't ever want to be the opposite way. But, that's the standard in the room and standard for this team. Cool. Appreciate y'all.